Hello everybody, welcome back to another Reverse 99 video. Today I'll be reading through 2.7 event story.
You arrived earlier than expected. Pointer and Hisbeth will be happy to know you got here safely. Oh, FYI, Pointer was the researcher who introduced me to Laplace. You might have met her before, in Rayashki. She's occupied with a few important visitors right now. We'll talk to her later. As for Hisbeth, you can meet her in person and save me the trouble of an introduction.
Meanwhile, on the other side of the building, Pointer enters.
Our appointment was set for an hour from now. You're a bit early, sir.
Pointer steps aside, motioning for the people hurrying behind her to go first. She studies the quiet girl, not finding anything particularly unusual.
There wasn't much work to do today, and Alia always has everything prepared ahead of anything important. It's nothing to worry about.
Please take a seat. Windsong and Hisabeth will join us later. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me.
Thank you, ma'am. Please call me Kiparina. I have something to ask you.
That's fine with me, Miss Kiparina. My name is Pointer. So, what would you like to know?
If I take the offer and complete all the required training, what will I get in return? Do you pay in rubli or something equivalent? And I'd also like to know if my family will receive my pay in case anything happens to me.
Pointer looks up and examines the girl once more. You can read the worry in Mr. Kozlov's face, and she still can't quite place the look on hers. Somewhere between outrage and fear, courage and fear, to find a line to determine. Planet machines crowd the limited space, struggling for a balance somewhere between jungle and office floor. It's warmer here than in the hallway outside. Name Day glances sideways, but Windsor had no intention of speaking.
Hello? Is anyone there? The materials you sent from the Far East branch have arrived safely. Everything you asked for on your list is there, but you should check it over as soon as possible.
His conrests around and clears spot on the desk and pulls a metal puzzle from his pocket. Repeating a little, sleeping salamander rose from his slumber by the top of the head, doesn't puff of fashion to the air.
Hey, wake up. You're at work.
Isabel emerges from behind the machinery, offering a brisk way to Winsong.
Windsong, back from the mine already? Are you going to throw a welcome party for our new colleagues?
The mine can wait, but I can't. Those materials are top priority.
Now Isabel turns her attention to the young man in front of hers.
Thanks. You might have heard of me. My name's Hisabeth. You've read our proposal, haven't you? It'd save me a lot of trouble if you had. I'll catch you up with Pointer as soon as she's available.
Then they find himself staring at the corridor snakes poking out, swearing he saw on one flaky stone. There's no time to hesitate. They decide to follow proper etiquette, handshake, then introduction.
Name Day, Foundation Investigator for the Far East branch. Mind if I ask you a question?
Go on, but this is an office, not an interrogation room.
He looks around with an airy glance and spotting a charger on the desk, gives a little salamander a second gentle rap on the head.
Why did you ask me to smuggle in this runium?
What?
Don't get me wrong, I didn't report it. It's just... it's odd. You didn't ask for much, just a few pieces. It is a rare resource, I grant you, but I think you could have gotten this amount with no trouble by submitting an application. all you'd need to do is wait for a few weeks. Was it really worth the risk?
Yeah, because we don't have a few weeks to spare.
Saving every bit of time we can is vital. It is as precious as this bag of sunflower seeds from a distant land. You don't find them often in these parts. Here.
She lifts her head and tosses Isabella a small cloth bag.
I've already taken my share. Why not plant some of these in the office? It won't take too much effort. If you're lucky, you'll get to see them turn their heads towards the light bulbs.
Isabel pulls out exactly what she was hoping for. A rare arcanum energy that's curling into the air, but cut with precise ease.
Actually, Mr. Nameday, you're the perfect man for this job. You knew what you were smuggling. You had the perfect excuse to come here, and you were kind enough to help. It was quite the effort to track you down, you know? So, how did the trip go? Any trouble?
You bet there was. Though, I'm still not sure what those bandits were after. The runium, or a noisy arcane item.
There's a shortage of supplies everywhere nowadays. People take what they can, whether they need it or not. Even if they manage to take the cargo, it would probably just end up in another branch of the Foundation or La Paz. Anyway, you saved us a lot of time and resources.
Just bear in mind, this runium is not something that you can replace, even with sharp donkeys.
Thanks, we'll use it sparingly. Please send my gratitude to Miss Villa. And one more thing. What would you say if I asked you to stay? Don't worry, I won't play the Windsong card. It's only a personal request. We could save a lot of time with our procedural work if we had a Foundation investigator on the team. And it could be a great opportunity to earn a reputation. Imagine the prestige if the project ends up a success.
He swallows his words, not intending to explain his reason for being here. Isabel versions works, which is fine, easy to understand and not too personal.
Are you making any progress?
As much as we can, but we don't have a single Sharpadonti to our name, and this runium is the sum total of all the supplies we've received recently. They told us we could use all the resources left in Placids, but that amounts to jack all. Thankfully, we still have half a rocket, fuel, and a launch pod. Still, to make up for the supply shortage, we need additional manpower. Oh, but there's some good news. We don't have to worry about finding our astronaut. We already have a perfect candidate.
We are in dire need of an astronaut. There isn't enough time for anyone to finish the full training course. No one would be able to acclimate to a zero-gravity environment in such a short time, not to mention the high pressure and heat. But you may be the exception, Miss Kibarina. Your arcane skill may allow us to work a miracle. So, if you take the offer, we'll provide you with a salary and try to get you a permanent position here at the Place. Elizabeth is already working on it. She has a contact in the Foundation who can help with the procedures.
All right then. I have no more questions.
Winter knows that despite their throughout explanation, the girl seems no less worried.
But, just to be clear, I don't think my arcane skill is as useful as you believe. It only makes a little firework show.
She's being modest. You know how children are when they receive a compliment, but I tell you, she is more than willing to take your offer. Please give her an opportunity. You'll see how reliable she is. By the way, another little arcanist girl joined our circus recently. Do you think she could stay with you too?
That's not really how this works. Not everyone's arcane skill works in the same manner.
But she would keep Alia company. Please, madam. Alia is still just a child who plays with dolls.
Mr. Kozlov, stop! I haven't played with dolls in ages. I'm already grown up.
Seeing emotion break through the girl's steady silence at last, Ponte feels she's reached the root of the issue.
We'll take a look at what she can do. Would you be able to bring her here now?
Of course. I'll be right back.
He bolts up out of the office in his wake. Verena hesitates, shifting her seat into a less sitting up straighter. Pointer smiles fades. There's no need for social necessities in welcome nest.
All right. We're finally alone. Now how about you tell me what you are actually thinking?
Our biggest issue remains unsolved, but I'm most certain we can resolve it. The entire project is a mixed bag right now, but I'd say more good than bad. If our little sleepyhead in that pot there can provide what we need, our situation should improve dramatically.
She dipped the little vessel, giving Salamander a brief experience of zero gravity.
I was dreaming of cutting a tree on the moon. You better have a good reason to wake me up. I'm not your lackey. We made the deal, that's all. And I'm freaking tired after that trip.
Yeah, and about that deal, I need something from you, now. This little pot of yours, it's electrically insulated, heat-resistant, and highly durable against arcane energy. In short, the perfect aerospace material. All I need is to sand off a bit of material from it. Don't worry, just think of it as dental work.
Wait, you haven't paid for that yet. A deal is a deal.
He needs a moment to think, but eventually lands on a solution. He hooks a tiny badge inside the furniture of the Salamander tail.
Here's your ID card. Just to be clear, this is only for an internship. You'll need to actually work to earn yourself a permanent one. And don't do anything stupid. I vouched for you, and now both our necks are on the line.
Ooh, it does look good on me. I knew I belonged with the best. The engineers and the Foundation's 8th branch are way too competitive for my liking. So, what else you need? I brought some records about gunpowder-fueled flight and a few books on Eastern alchemy. Though, I'm not sure you'll be able to read any of them.
As the little Salamander chatters on, he flies over his vessel and inspects it thoroughly before pointing the square marking on the vessel's base. The others gathered close, unable to resist their curiosity.
What does this mean?
Oh, that? You know, I got this part from the Panjayuan antique market. It's not a genuine antique, but the craftsmanship is quite excellent. These characters here mean microwave safe. Funny enough, microwave ovens were not that popular when I got it. Speaking of Panjayuan, you can't find a flea market as big or as fun anywhere else. If you're ever looking for antiques and collectibles, it should be your first stop. If you want to go take a look, I might just be nice for once and take you.
The Salamander noticed their eager eyes. At last, a chance to show off his salesman charm. A moment is determined to size.
No thanks, just making sure it doesn't mean danger explosive. I already learned that lesson from another escapade with an arcane invention.
Dear turns the dagger she borrowed. Who knows when asleep the bio of metal power into her desk drawer.
Alright, I've collected enough. You were so busy talking you didn't feel a thing, did you? Now back to our visitor in the checkered pattern uniform. Have you made a decision?
After a brief pause, the question named the switches to a conversation to an entirely different track.
What are you going to do with the little astronaut when the project's over?
I'll submit her application to Laplace once she agrees to join us. It'd be great if you could help with her employment procedures.
I mean, when are you going to tell her the real consequences of the storm?
Same as always, as soon as she gets a permanent position with Laplace.
Then Nicholas is a Winston, thinking she might chime in and offer an explanation at least, but she only nods. That's just how it is. They're astronaut. whom they never even met, will have to learn it too. The pale dome of those cold steel buildings can protect everyone. Soon the rain will wash away all the familiars to them, again and again.
All right. Then I'll stay.
You mean you really want to stay with the circus?
Gabriel doesn't have a straight answer.
I meant that I'm willing to do whatever you need, but I don't think I want to do this permanently. Since you say that you need my arcane skill for this project, I'm happy to help. Though I don't really know if I can.
I think you know why Mr. Kozlov brought you all this way. When was the last time you had a proper meal?
Well, we usually have stews. And sometimes Mr. Kozlov will find us some canned food if we're lucky.
Her rebuttal is half utterly unconvincing.
And you still want to spend the rest of your life in that circus?
Enough breaks the silence. Caterina uses a moment to lift her head. By the time she sits back down again, the light that had flickered in her eyes is gone.
This is her, the girl I talked about. She doesn't speak much, but I feel that she has a good character.
The girl casts a sweeping look across the room, pausing briefly on Pointer.
Don't be shy. You can sit next to Alia. What were you talking about? I hope our Alia didn't cause any trouble, madam.
He steps into the room, noticing immediately the Caterina is seated in the parcel in the hands. It's filled with things Natasha packed, things he thought the girls might need.
Mr. Kozlov, will I ever have the chance to return to Utranyaya?